Hey, welcome everyone to the June 25th program meeting for the Licking County Computer Society. As you probably already are aware, we have a very special, not so guest of a speaker today. It's me, so don't have to wonder about that anymore. John, do you want to say anything before we kick it off, or are you good to go?
I don't say anything here. It's the president would have anything to say.
The president is no longer in the building.
Well, that shows how well your presentation must be.
He's going to catch the recording where he can pause it and take notes. That's why.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're not having ado any further, I will go ahead and share my screen here. And you guys can let me know when you see it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me know when you can see that, please.
I see it.
We're there.
I see it.
All right. Let me switch to my view so I know what I'm talking about here.
He's back. I'm back.
Welcome back, sir. Now we can start.
I just want to let everybody know we do have the recycling event scheduled.
Can everybody hear that online? Recycling event is scheduled August 19th.
I think that's what it was.
It's a Friday and a Saturday.
18th and 19th.
18th and 19th. I'm taking off work that day.
All right.
I'm excited to see all the crap, the stuff come in. All right. See if I can get to the next page on the slide here. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Let's try that.
That's better.
All right. So first, just a little bit about myself. My name is Adam Drake. For those who don't know me, I'm the vice president here at the Licking County Computer Society. Try to speak a little slower. I have a way of rambling on very quickly, so I'm slowing it down on purpose. If I get too slow, let me know. I'm also vice president at PNC Bank, where I'm a software engineering group manager.
When you say PNC Bank, do you mean Park National or the other PNC?
Well, Park National's PNB. PNC is the superior bank
Okay,
to Park National,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
Yeah, you can look us up. We're used to be a regional bank. Now we're considered a national bank.
Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
coast to coast. So what do I know about artificial intelligence at all? I studied AI for my master's degree back in 2007. Hasn't changed as much as you might think since then. I recently completed an online artificial intelligence certification course through MIT. PNC Bank sent me there and paid for it, so that was nice of them. Couple other things I just wanted to hit right off the top on the introduction slide here is the importance of AI in today's world. So AI has the power to transform industries, improve your quality of life, and tackle complex challenges facing humanity. Its potential applications are vast, making it a crucial technology in today's world. And as I mentioned before we started recording, for anyone who wasn't on yet, interrupt me at any time with questions. And then I'll also ask everybody for questions while I'm getting ready for the demo at the end. All right, first topic. So what is AI? I think everyone knows it stands for artificial intelligence. It refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. AI systems are designed to analyze data, make decisions, solve problems, and learn from experience without explicit programming. When they say without explicit programming, non-AI programs require a line of code for every decision they make, every input, every output. With AI, you set up the framework, and the AI application is intelligent enough to learn how to solve problems that aren't part of the initial programming. AI involves the creation of algorithms and models that mimic human cognitive abilities, such as perception, reasoning, learning, problem solving. It also encompasses various subfields. You guys might have heard the phrase machine learning, which will cover natural language processing, computer vision, just like what it sounds like, robotics, and expert systems. And we should be covering all those as we proceed through the presentation here. AI technologies are utilized in diverse applications such as virtual assistants, autonomous vehicles. I'm sure everyone knows about the self-driving cars, better or worse. Recommendation systems, which we'll get some of those examples, healthcare diagnostics, and fraud detection. All right, so on to a more detailed definition of AI. So there's several types of AI. Narrow AI, also known as weak AI, it's designed to perform specific tasks with a high level of proficiency, but it focuses on a narrow domain and excels in limited areas such as image recognition, language translation, or a couple of examples of purpose-built tools for very narrow scopes. Some other examples, virtual assistants like Siri or Alexa, those are narrow AI. Recommendation systems like you get on Netflix, that's narrow AI. Self-driving car, narrow AI. The next type is general AI, also known as strong AI. And that refers to an AI system that processes human-like intelligence across various domains. It can understand, learn, and apply knowledge to solve a wide range of problems. General AI aims to mimic human cognitive abilities and exhibit flexible, adaptable behavior. Achieving true general AI is still a work in progress and remains a subject of ongoing research. So main takeaway from that one, general AI, like if you ever saw the Marvel movies with Jarvis, the Iron Man's assistant, that doesn't exist anywhere in the world. So they're still researching it. Third item, machine learning. It's a subset of AI, but it focuses on algorithms and models that learn from data. So it enables computers to learn patterns, make predictions, and improve performance without explicit programming, like we mentioned earlier. Machine learning algorithms can be categorized into supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So supervised learning is where you take a large set of data, you feed it into the AI machine learning algorithm, and you tell it, this is what this data is. So if an example of that would be if you took 100 pictures of dogs and fed them into the machine learning and said, these are dogs. And then unsupervised learning is where you just throw a huge amount of data at an AI application for machine learning, and you don't tell it what it is. You let it kind of try to figure it out. And then reinforcement learning is where you give it the information, have it kind of guess, or give it its best shot as what it thinks it is, and then you say right or wrong. Basically reinforce the correct and incorrect. So next one on the list is deep learning. Deep learning is a subfield of machine learning. It emphasizes the use of neural networks. It involves training neural networks with multiple layers to extract intricate features and make complex decisions. And deep learning has achieved remarkable achievements in areas like image recognition, natural language processing, and speech synthesis. An example of deep learning would be if you're on Facebook and you go to tag people in your picture that you posted, and it puts boxes around people's faces and guesses who they are. That's an example of deep learning using neural nets. And that's been around for, at least 10 years, right, on Facebook. Next one on the next type of AI to cover is natural language processing, NLP. It involves the interaction between computers and human language. It focuses on understanding, interpreting, and generating human language, enabling communication between humans and machines. It's utilized in applications like chatbots, language translation, sentiment analysis, and voice assistance. Yes, Jim? Did you raise your hand? Oh, you were just waving. Okay, that's all right. You can catch the first half on the recording. Just kidding, we just started. All right. Next type of AI on the list here is computer vision. Computer vision enables machines to understand and interpret visual information from images or videos, just like it sounds basically. It involves tasks like object recognition, image classification, facial recognition, and autonomous driving. So I know I mentioned the Facebook facial recognition is neural net. It also involves a little bit of computer vision, even though it's not a camera and it's looking at pictures, it's still considered computer vision because it's looking at an actual image. Computer vision technology finds applications in surveillance. You know how they have the airports and they see a suspect's face. Augmented reality, medical imaging, and robotics. And when they say medical imaging, they're talking about like AI looks at an MRI output from a scan and it might do a better job or find something that a doctor missed, or at least tell the doctor where to look. Yeah. Last one on the list, generative AI. This is what Chat GPT is. This is why everybody's so excited about it. The big selling points for generative AI are creativity and content generation. Generative AI enables creation of new and original content, such as images, videos, music, and text, that closely resemble the patterns and characteristics of the training data. It has the potential to revolutionize creative industries by assisting artists, designers, and musicians in general novel and inspiring work, generating novel and inspiring work. It has applications in fields such as robotics, gaming, virtual reality, where generative AI can generate virtual environments and characters, enabling training, testing, and exploration of different scenarios without the need for real-world interactions. So one example I gave here was video games. In the old world, video game designers had to create all the 3D objects for a video game. If they use generative AI, it can create all these objects. They just go in and touch them up and fine tune them to make them look the way they want them. Same thing with a novel. You can have it create a novel based on the works of L. Ron Hubbard or Larry Niven, and it would spit something out kind of new. So some examples of AI. Some of this overlaps with the previous slides, but virtual assistant examples. I'm sure everyone's heard of Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. These are voice-activated AI systems that provide information, perform tasks, and control smart devices. Those are examples of natural language processing. Another example is recommendation systems. If you use Netflix, it'll recommend what you want to watch using AI. Amazon uses AI all over the place to tell you what to buy, and it's good at it. Spotify uses AI to suggest music for you. Social media, AI is all over social media, putting stuff in your feed. As long as it can keep you in the feed, they dump a lot of money in AI just to keep people staring at social media and watching the ads. AI algorithms that suggest personalized content, products, or music based on user preferences. That's the definition of the recommendation system. Another one is autonomous vehicles. I think we've heard of this. Tesla Autopilot, Waymo, Uber safe driving cars. So these are AI-powered vehicles capable of navigating and driving without human intervention. I don't think any of them are ready for prime time yet, right? Because you always hear about, you know, this one ran over this animal or person, and this one got stuck, you know, on a mud puddle or whatever. So still needs some work there. Next one, example is healthcare diagnostics. IBM's Watson AI is popular in this field, and also a tool called DeepMind. They use AI systems that assist doctors for diagnosing diseases, interpreting medical images, and recommending treatment plans. Yeah, I read an article fairly recently where people put their symptoms in the Chat GPT, and they'll get a real diagnosis faster than what most doctors can give. But yeah, the best is where you would have a doctor using these tools to help diagnose you, not yourself going in and doing it. Chatbots. We've dealt with customer service chatbots. If you've ever called a hotline and they say, "How can I help you?" and you use your words to tell me how I can help you, and you say, "I want to talk to a person," that's a chatbot. Also, messaging apps. When you get the message chat pop up in the corner on a website, "Oh, we see you're shopping. How can we help you?" That's always a bot starting out, and then they don't put you to a real person unless they think you're getting close to putting in your credit card information, right? Another example is fraud detection. Credit card companies, banks, online transactions, they use AI to look for patterns. All the data coming in is way too much for individuals to look at. AI can look at it and pick out sources and potential fraud. Image recognition, like we mentioned earlier, Google Photos, Facebook, face recognition, these type of algorithms identify and classify objects, people, scenes, and images and videos. Language translation, Google Translate. I've actually heard of people that work with people that don't know English, like in parts of the United States, and like they're like subcontractors, and those folks, they don't speak English, they'll speak their native language into their phone and then play it to the person, and that's how they communicate with them. So I mean, it's at least usable at this point. Another one's Microsoft Translator. So these are AI-powered systems that translate text or speech from one language to another. That's a place where AI has gotten really, really good. Robotics don't really require AI per se, but when you combine robotics with AI, you can get some pretty interesting results. One company that you might want to look up if you're interested is Boston Dynamics. They've done a lot with their AI robot dogs, which look like headless dogs walking around. They can climb stairs, do all this, run real fast, do all this crazy stuff. But they're capable of performing complex tasks in manufacturing, healthcare, or exploration.
What word are you saying?
What word?
Are you saying Boston?
Boston Dynamics, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. And then the final example here is gaming. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the game Go that's played in Asia. It's like chess on steroids. There's more potential Go moves in the game than there are like stars in the universe or something like that. It's crazy complicated game, but there's a AI called AlphaGo that was built just to play that game, and it's now beating the champions just like they've been beating chess for 20, 30 years, chess players. AI systems that excel in strategic games, competing against human players and achieving remarkable results. Yeah, if you were playing a video game, like a live action video game against an AI, you wouldn't stand a chance. So they definitely have to dumb them down to make it playable. Some of the common misconceptions about AI. I thought this was important to include. Number one, AI will replace humans completely. The reality behind this one, AI is designed to augment human capabilities, not replace humans entirely. It can automate certain tasks, but require human guidance and oversight to be effective. Second one, AI is only for large corporations and tech giants. The reality, AI is becoming more accessible and applicable across industries. Startups, small businesses, and individuals can leverage AI technologies for their specific needs. Third misconception, AI is all-knowing and infallible. We know that's not true based on the self-driving cars. The reality is AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on. They can make mistakes, produce biased outcomes if the training data is flawed or incomplete. The next misconception is AI is a singular entity with consciousness. The reality, AI systems lack consciousness or self-awareness. My opinion, there's like in the movies where the AI becomes conscious and has a free will, never going to happen ever. They are algorithms designed to process data and make predictions, but they do not possess human-like consciousness, and they never will. Next misconception, AI will lead to widespread job loss. Reality, while AI might automate certain tasks, it also creates new job opportunities and shifts the workforce towards more creative and complex roles. That's all the notes I had on this bullet, but I did want to talk a little bit more about it. When you look at AI automating jobs away from humans, the targets are the middle jobs. The lowest paying jobs, the manual jobs, AI can't do those because they can't walk, talk, dig a ditch, pick fruit. AI can't do any of that stuff because by and large, AI is not a robot. It doesn't have a body. The other jobs that don't really have to fear as much from AI are the top level leadership jobs. For one, the people in those positions aren't going to automate their own jobs away, even if they could. And for two, there's a lot of decision making and a lot more goes into it than you could sourced just from a pool of data. It's the jobs in the middle, the insurance adjusters, sorry if you know an insurance adjuster, the transcribers of documents that are listening to recordings and typing. You know, it's the middle of the road, not heavily skilled, but not manual jobs. Those are the ones that are going to be automated away. And I was watching a video on this a few weeks ago, and one of the examples they used was agriculture. Before tractors and everything came along and everybody was doing all the farming by hand, it was like 40-some% of the United States was worked in the agriculture industry. Now it's down to 2%, but we have a higher percentage of human people in the United States in the workforce now than we did then. So, I mean, there's always going to be jobs to come along, and the point is to automate the boring, repetitive tasks that make your brain go numb, and let those same people have more creative, fulfilling jobs. I'm excited about automating parts of my job. Wouldn't want to be on the street or anything, but you know. The next common misconception is that AI is only for the future. It has no practical applications today. In reality, AI is already integrated into our lives through virtual assistants, personalized recommendations, fraud detection systems, and more. Its practical applications are widespread. You're using it every day, and if you don't think you are, it's probably being used on you anyway. Next conception, AI is biased and unethical by nature. The reality is that AI systems can exhibit bias if the training data is biased or if there are biases in the algorithm. However, efforts are being made to address bias and ensure ethical AI development. I don't know how true that second part of that statement is about the efforts being made to address bias and ensure ethical AI development. I mean, the corporations are made of individuals, so to say that we're going to ensure ethical AI development is, what industry ensures ethical anything ever, right? I mean, you can say you're ethical, but there's always going to be bad actors out there, right? And as far as the bias goes, if the data coming in or the developers of the system have bias, even if they are not aware of the bias themselves, it's still going to come out in the product. And so the best you can do, I think, is when you see that bias, go in and kind of make touches to the knowledge and the decision making for the AI to try to remove or compensate for the bias. I don't know if they'd reprogram, or they would just kind of tell the AI, hey, when you make decisions around this characteristic, ignore it. You know what I mean? So if your AI says, okay, people under this certain subset of the country or whatever don't pay their loans on time, so stop giving them loans to that type of person, you wouldn't want to do that across the board, right? You would want to do that on a case-by-case basis. That was just a rough example. We don't do that. So the final misconception on the list is that AI will take control and pose a threat to humanity. The reality, concerns about super intelligent AI taking over the world are largely speculative and not grounded in current AI capabilities. Responsible development and regulations mitigate such risk. And really, the AI is not going to try to take over the world because it won't want to, because it's never going to be conscious.
What about our national security?
There's risk there. Yeah. Yep. And I think we'll talk a little bit, maybe not national security specifically, but we'll get into some topics tangent to that. So after hearing all the misconceptions, what are some of the, oh wait, there it is. Okay. What are some of the benefits of AI? Automation and efficiency. AI enables automation of repetitive tasks, like we mentioned, frees up human resources, and improves productivity. It streamlines processes, reduces errors, and increases operational efficiency in various industries. So for example, if you have an application at your business where there's data on one application and it needs to go into the other application, and you have humans looking at one screen and typing the data into the other screen all day long, they're going to make a ton of mistakes. You can train an AI bot to do that with, it doesn't even have to look at the screens, but it can carry all the data over, and it's not going to make mistakes. Another benefit is enhanced decision making. AI can analyze vast amounts of data very quickly, enabling data-driven decision making. It identifies patterns, trends, and insights that humans might miss, leading to more informed and accurate decisions. You know who I wish would use this would be Kroger and Heath, because this morning they had one register open and everything else was self-checkout. If they could use AI to look at the data for the last 20 years and know that people are going to be there shopping and tell them to open up another register, that would be extremely awesome. Another benefit is personalization and user experience. AI enables personalized experiences tailored to individual preferences and needs. It powers personalized recommendations, content, and services, enhancing user satisfaction and engagement. And that goes back like to the Netflix and the Amazon and so forth, keeping you engaged. Might be more of a benefit for the corporations than for us as consumers, but another benefit, improved safety and security. AI technologies enhance safety and security in various domains. They can detect anomalies, identify threats, and provide real-time monitoring, improving safety in areas like surveillance, cybersecurity, and public safety. So we mentioned national security. If you're thinking of the technology layers that we have in the country that might be susceptible to hacking, they're going to use AI to find the weaknesses, and we're going to use AI to find the weaknesses to try to fix them. So it's used on both sides already. The next one is healthcare advancements. AI applications in healthcare improve diagnostics, treatment planning, and patient care. It assists doctors in detecting diseases, analyzing medical images, and predicting outcomes, leading to better healthcare outcomes. You ever wonder when you go to the doctor, like all these people come in here with all these symptoms, how does a doctor have all these diseases memorized? And you talk to your doctor and you tell them what's wrong. It turns out they don't have them all memorized. But if they had an AI assistant that could remember all the diseases and all the symptoms, put them in here, figure out what's wrong with you and what the treatment plan is, have a doctor to give it the human touch, to talk to you as a patient, and to look at the output and confirm that the doctor agrees with what the AI is saying, it should improve healthcare. So kind of along those lines, it assists doctors in detecting diseases, analyzing medical images, and predicting outcomes, leading to better healthcare outcomes, I hope. Assistance and support. AI-powered virtual assistants and chatbots provide instant support and assistance. They help users with tasks, answer questions, and provide personalized recommendations, enhancing convenience and customer service. That's like if you ask your phone to tell you what time your favorite restaurant closes, and it comes back and tells you. Whether you believe it or not might be a different thing, but usually it's pretty good about something like that as long as that information is readily available online. Scientific research and exploration. AI aids in scientific research by analyzing complex data, accelerating discoveries, and uncovering patterns. It supports exploration in space, underwater, and other underwater might be a bad time. I don't think that sub last week was using AI. Maybe it should have been. And other challenging environments through AI-driven robotics and autonomous systems. Economic growth and innovation. AI has the potential to drive economic growth and spur innovation. It creates new job opportunities, hopefully more than it eliminates, increases productivity, and enables the development of new industries and markets. Let me wait for the slide to update. So some practical applications of AI. I think that most of this is going to be kind of already covered, but healthcare, I think we talked about all the ways that AI can help in healthcare. I don't think my notes on this slide have anything. Well, one extra one on here. AI-powered wearables monitor vital signs and provide personalized health insights. I can give you an example. My Apple Watch, it'll beep up and tell me every once in a while if, oh, your resting heart rate has been going up or down over the past so many weeks, or they give you a score on your heart health if it's average, above average, etc. It can be pretty handy. I know some, like the more expensive watches that people have a built-in EKG that'll tell you if you have something that you need to go to the doctor for. It's pretty elaborate. Smart homes, AI enables voice-assisted assistants to control home devices, lighting, and temperature. Some people are doing that already. It optimizes energy usage, enhances security through smart cameras and alarms, and provides convenience in daily tasks. Transportation, we talked about autonomous vehicles and how they can potentially improve road safety and efficiency. It's also used in traffic management systems, predictive maintenance of the roadways, and navigation applications. I think everyone here has probably used navigation application to get from here to there, especially if you're going somewhere new. Those utilize AI for optimized travel routes. E-commerce provides personalized product recommendations. I'm sure we've all been victims of those based on user preferences and purchase history. It optimizes pricing strategies, detects fraud, and enhances customer shopping experience. In finance, AI automates financial tasks like fraud detection, credit scoring, risk assessment. It assists in portfolio management, algorithmic trading, and personalized financial advice. One thing I thought this was pretty funny about this, you guys heard of Berkshire Hathaway, the Warren Buffett investing company that he has? Whenever an Anne Hathaway movie comes out, the young actress, their stock goes up because people use AI-powered trading applications. And if Anne Hathaway is in a lot of positive news articles, the Berkshire Hathaway, people start buying it just based on robotic recommendations. I thought that was pretty funny to hear. Customer service, AI-driven chatbots and virtual assistants handle customer queries, provide support and other personalized recommendations. They enhance response time and consumer satisfaction. I don't know about that. The customer service chatbots that I've used have not really improved my customer satisfaction personally, but we're hoping this will get better in the future, right?
You don't speak the right language.
I guess not. I do. They don't. Manufacturing, AI improves quality control through visual inspection systems, identifying defects in products. An example of that is a circuit board. Used to use, like on the old Fuji machines, when I worked at Lucent Technologies 20 some years ago, they would have a camera take pictures of circuits that were prone to failure, and they would have people looking at the screen, letting the next circuit board come through, looking for problems. Now they have AI that can detect the problems just looking at it using that computer vision, right? It optimizes production processes, predicts equipment failures, and enables predictive maintenance. Another cool one that you can do for manufacturing is like the AMD and Intel and NVIDIA, the big chip designers. They use AI to help them structure the layout of their chips, because the chips and the transistors on the microprocessor are not just 2D, they're 3D, and how you stack things leads to different performance results. They use AI to design all that for them and then basically print it out and test it. Education, AI assists in adaptive learning, providing personalized education content and feedback, supports intelligent tutoring systems, automated grading, and educational chatbots. In case you want your children learning from a computer. All right, so one of my favorite slides here. How are we doing on time, by the way?
You're fine.
Okay. Some concerns and ethical considerations: privacy and data security. AI systems often collect or process large amounts of personal data, raising concerns about privacy and data security. Safeguarding data and ensuring responsible data handling practices are crucial to maintaining user trust. You can say that about AI, it's not AI, but IT, the internet in general. It's not specific to AI. Like we mentioned previously, the algorithmic bias, AI algorithms can inherit biases from the data they're trained on, meaning humans, leading to discriminatory outcomes. Ensuring fairness and addressing algorithmic bias is essential to prevent unjust or discriminatory practices. Job displacement and economic impact. I think we talked about that. The automation potential of AI raises concerns about job displacement and impact on the workplace. Preparing for the future of work and reskilling programs become crucial to mitigate these concerns. Not holding my breath for the reskilling programs to kick off nationwide anytime soon. Right now, it's on the individual to upskill themselves if they want to, move on to the next job when if theirs gets automated away. lack of transparency and explainability. We were talking about this before the recording started, but AI systems often operate as black boxes, even to the developers. They make it difficult to understand their decision-making process. Ensuring transparency and explainability of AI algorithms is essential to build trust and address accountability. That's not really happening right now. Not on the most popular AI platforms anyway. Ethical use of AI. AI should be developed and deployed in an ethical manner, respecting human rights and avoiding harm. Guidelines, standards, and regulations are needed to ensure ethical AI development and deployment. As far as I know, no one's made much progress on those regulations, and it's probably too late. Not to be a downer. Socioeconomic and power imbalances. The widespread adoption of AI can amplify existing socioeconomic and power imbalances. Who can afford to run the major AI systems right now? The people that are already super rich, right? Addressing inclusivity, diversity, and fairness concerns become crucial in ensuring equitable benefits and opportunities for everyone, not just the elite people that have the AI systems right now. Accountability and liability. Determining responsibility and liability for AI systems and their actions can be a challenge. You've heard about when an AI-operated vehicle crashes, is it the AI's fault, the driver's fault, somewhere in between? Establishing clear frameworks for accountability and addressing legal and ethical ramifications are important considerations. Again, that goes back to the regulation. Impact on human relationships and autonomy. The increasing reliance on AI may impact human interactions and decision-making processes. I think we're already seeing that. Right now, people are relying on virtual interaction with other humans, and that's taking away their ability to enact face-to-face with some of us folks that are used to still, interacting in the old school way. It's going to be worse when it's AIs. They're not even interacting with humans online. It's just AIs interacting with.
Question,
Yes.
can you feel like backing up one spot? Have you read or heard anything about insurance companies and accountability and liability and things when the automated automobiles are, for instance, they're at fault and
I
then
haven't heard anything about. I'm sure there's stuff out there, but I didn't do any research on it, and I have not thought to look up anything about insurance ramifications or if the insurance companies are, paying out accidents. I'm assuming, because I haven't heard otherwise, that if you get in a crash and it's the AI car's fault, it's your fault as the driver, and your insurance company's still responsible. But if there was ever a hot case going through the courts for that, I'm sure it would make the news. But that's a good question, one that I don't have an answer to yet. Well, the developer of the AI, so you would sue Tesla instead of the driver of the vehicle, which you've seen people suing Tesla. It's the driver's fault, but it's also Tesla's fault for naming it autopilot in full self-driving mode, and then saying in the fine print that you need to keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel and be ready to interact at any time. So, yep. But like most of those cases, the big corporations will win and the little guys will lose. Lawyers always win. Yeah. So wrapping up this slide by saying preserving human autonomy and maintaining the balance between human agency and AI assistance is essential. Next slide here is barriers to adoption. Some of the barriers we're probably familiar with: lack of understanding and awareness. Limited knowledge and understanding of AI amongst businesses and individuals can hinder adoption. Education and awareness groups are essential to address misconceptions and promote understanding. Data limitations and quality are another barrier. AI relies on high quality and relevant data for training and decision making. Even with ChatGPT, for example, it's trained on basically the World Wide Web from 2021. So a lot of the answers they'll give you are outdated, or the answers it gives you could be flat up wrong. Insufficient or poor quality data can impede the effectiveness and accuracy of AI systems. Cost and resource constraints, as I kind of mentioned earlier. Implementing AI technologies often requires significant investment in infrastructure, software, expertise. Limited financial resources and access to AI talent can be barriers also. Ethical and regulatory concerns, ethical considerations and concerns about data privacy and security can create barriers to AI adoption. Right now, I don't think that's too big of a concern for the people that are in it. They haven't received much pushback. Navigating regulatory frameworks, if they ever exist, and ensuring compliance with legal requirements will be complex. Lack of a skilled workforce, that's a big one. The demand for AI professionals with specialized skills exceeds the available talent pool, as with many industries it seems lately. The shortage of skilled AI professionals can hinder the adoption and implementation of AI projects. Integration challenges. Integrating AI systems with existing infrastructure and workflows can be complex and time consuming. I can attest to that. Compatibility issues, data migration, system integration challenges may slow down the adoption. Resistance to change and cultural barriers. I think these are probably should be up higher on the list. Resistance to change and lack of willingness to embrace AI technologies can impede adoption. Cultural barriers within organizations, such as fear of job displacement, can hinder the acceptance of AI. You guys can probably imagine that you're not going to want to sit there and try to start training some AI system if you think it's going to replace your job, right? Lack of trust and transparency. Trust is essential for widespread adoption of AI. Concerns about bias, fairness, and transparency can erode trust, just like they can with human relationships, right? Building trust through transparent practices, explainable AI, and accountability is crucial. We're getting close to the end here. All right, tips for engaging. Understand the limits of AI. Recognize AI systems have limitations and may not always provide perfect or complete solutions. Be aware of the specific tasks or domains where AI excels and where human judgment and expertise are still necessary. Embrace learning and adaptation. Stay open to learning about new AI technologies, applications, and their benefits. Embrace the opportunity to adapt and acquire new skills to effectively engage with AI. Ask the right questions. Mary Frances is doing a good job with that. When interacting with AI systems, ask targeted questions to maximize the value of their capabilities. Understand the system's limitations and frame questions in a way that elicit the desired information or insights. For me, this is almost like that text is almost targeted right at ChatGPT because I've used it and it's kind of like Google. If you search something the first time and the results don't look like what you're looking for, you adjust your Google search, right? Same thing with AI. Verify and cross-reference. Double check information or recommendations provided by AI systems. Did anybody see the article about the lawyer that submitted he submitted a document to a judge, and this happened like a couple weeks ago, and he used AI to do all of his case lookup. And all the cases that the AI referenced, like the information with either the cases didn't exist or the information was false. He didn't double check it, submitted it to the judge and got censored for it or censured for it. So definitely verify and cross-reference. Provide feedback, offer feedback on AI system performance, user experience, and any potential issues or biases encountered. Your feedback can help improve AI technologies and enhance their effectiveness. I think the only exception is here is if it's one of the AIs asking you what you need help with and you're slamming your phone like this, they probably won't learn anything from that. Protect your privacy, just like anything else in the internet world. Understand the data privacy policies and practices of AI systems you engage with. Take necessary precautions to safeguard your personal information and be mindful of the data you share. If you wouldn't share it with a stranger, don't share it with AI, I guess. Stay informed, stay updated on the latest advancements, ethical considerations, and regulations. Stay informed about the potential impact of AI on society, employment, and other relevant areas. Cultivate a human-centric approach. Maintain a human-centric approach while engaging with AI, emphasizing human values, ethics, and well-being. Use AI as a tool to enhance human capabilities, not replace them. All right, this is the last slide before the demo. Should you be afraid of AI? I say yes, but not for the reasons you think. It's not going to become conscious and take over the world. I think one of the big fears about AI is, for lack of a better phrase, fake news. Fake news comes from different sources, no matter what your opinions are on different things. But if you look at election cycles, pandemic responses, the fake news in those cases was human created and then promoted by AI. Let's say you believe a certain thing, whether it's true or false. Social media is going to feed you more and more of what you like to read, because we like to read things that we think are true and that we want to things to build up what we already believe, right? There's a phrase for that. I don't know what it is. But in the future, those stories and information that we're fed won't be created by humans and promoted by AI. They'll be created by AI and promoted by AI. So people are going to use AI tools to generate, you thought the Russian folks writing these fake news articles and sending them to you were hard to, discern. When AI is creating them, it's going to get better and better at creating information. It's going to basically be a loop and a cycle that's going to be hard to get out of once you get down sucked into that rabbit hole or what have you. So it's going to be a threat to democracy, probably already is, and it promotes authoritarian. I can never say the word. So authoritarianism. Any questions before the demo?
What percent accuracy overall would you say AI is?
I have no idea.
Do you ever do any research on it?
I mean, that's a very broad question, but
Yeah.
I would say in some domains it's probably 99%. Other domains 70%. It depends.
That's what you're asking.
Exactly. Just like the internet in general. How accurate is the internet when you Google a question? If it's an easy question to answer, it's pretty accurate. If it's something more complex, a lot of times you get bogus information out on the web or from the AI. Yeah.
I just read an article, I think it was in Scientific American, about AI being involved in creation, like paintings of the arts. I guess the arts councils or whatever I think they're going to forbid any art awards to anybody that uses AI in their creations.
I saw a story about a guy that, bless you, submitted some photographs to a photograph competition. They told me won first prize, and he said, "No, I didn't. I'm withdrawing. These are AI generated images." There's a news story about that. I don't have the link in front of me, but definitely look it up. I thought that was very interesting. So, I mean, yeah, even if they forbid it, how do you know for sure?
Yeah.
Unless it's a painting that's been painted by a human hand, you don't know if AI created it or not, fortunately. All right, do you guys want to see what ChatGPT looks like? Has anyone heard of it?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can share my entire system. It's thinking about it. There it is. All right. So go to my web browser here, type in ChatGPT. I'm going to pretend I've never been to the site. So it brings it up in your Google search results. Looks like there's a little delay, but you can see it comes up at the top of the list, OpenAI. You log in. I use Google to log in. I'm sure there's other ways. Once you're logged in, it basically looks like a chat window where you send a message and the response is coming back, but it's not coming back from a human, it's coming back from ChatGPT. And the reason it seems so smart is it's ingested so much data, basically the whole web's worth of data from a couple years ago. So what do you guys want to ask it?
The meaning of life.
What is the meaning of life? It's probably going to give a definition of life, but we'll see. The meaning of life is a philosophical question that has been pondered and debated by humans for blah, blah, blah. That's a very long answer. And so let's say, give me a, I'll say, give me much shorter answer. See if it knows what I mean. Meaning life is subjective and can vary from person to person. It can be found through religious beliefs, personal fulfillment, helping others, or creating one's own purpose. And so it created that sentence. It didn't just copy that sentence and paste it from an online source. It created that sentence based on what it thinks it knows about the world. One thing I like to do with it is like write a poem about a man named Jim Moore, who is president of the Licking County Computer Society in the style of, who's a good poet? Edgar Allan Poe? Edgar Allan Poe. Let's see what it does. See, it's thinking. It's really thinking here. In shadows cast by screens, a man does dwell. Jim Moore, president of this computer spell. Within the Licking County Computer Society, a realm of wires and bytes, his eminence does see. With spectacles perched upon his somber face, I don't know how it knows that you have glasses, he leads the flock a solitary chase. His fingers dance upon the keys with grace as codes and commands illuminate his space. In Poe's darkened style, his tale will weave of Jim Moore in whom the digital world believes. A man of secrets, obscurity his cloak, through the halls of cyberspace, he softly spoke. And it goes on and on. It's probably a pretty long poem, but yeah. So you can do that with any style poem. You can do that. I had to write a funny poem about my mom washing her new dog in a green bathtub, and she was cracking up. You can tell it do anything. I took song lyrics from a modern song that I like and put it in there, and I said, rewrite these song lyrics in the style of Charles Dickens, and it cracked me up. I mean, it spits it out like that, and it even still rhymes. That's what's crazy about it. But what else you want to ask it?
When is spell check, when I spell the word I want?
When does spell check going to spell the word I want? That's what you want to ask it?
Yeah, when I'm sending a message, it'll put in a different word than what I'm trying to type.
I don't know if he's going to have a good answer, or she. I don't know if it's going to have a good answer for this. Yes, the technology is continually evolving and improving, but it may not always recognize or suggest a specific word you intended. Accuracy depends on various factors. It doesn't really say.
Sounds like a government answer.
I'm going to say sounds like a government answer.
I have a man on the street question.
1 second, we're going to say, I apologize, my previous response seemed vague or evasive. As an AI language model, I am aimed to provide accurate information and address questions to the best of my abilities. It's important to note that spell check technology can be, oh, see, it's still talking about spell check technology, can vary in its effectiveness and may not always provide a desired or correct word suggestions. While advancements are continually being made to enhance spell check algorithms, it's always a good practice to manually review, blah, blah, blah. So it's cool that we said that sounds like a government answer.
Politician.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said it sounds like a government answer, and it knew that you were talking about the spell check answer.
Yeah.
Was that Mary Frances that had a question, man on the street question?
Yes, please. On the television the other day, a group of firefighters were at the site of a fire of a Tesla that had been in a big accident. The car was sitting there burning. One of the firefighters was saying to the others, why, oh, why would Tesla build these automobiles? The source that they needed to extinguish, you had to turn the car upside down so that they could get to this spot in the middle bottom of the vehicle to extinguish the fire. And his question to anybody that would answer is, why would they build the vehicle like this in the first place?
So why would Tesla build a vehicle that needs to be turned upside down for the fire to be extinguished?
Correct.
All right, so as of 2021, Tesla has not manufactured a vehicle that requires being turned upside down to extinguish a fire. Tesla, like other automobile manufacturers, designs its vehicles with safety in mind, including fire safety. So it wasn't designed, it should not have had to have been turned upside down. At least it wasn't designed to have been required to have been turned upside down to extinguish the fire. It might have been a circumstance of that individual occurrence, because I haven't heard that before. But they do require special equipment to put out the fire. I know that, because it's electrical fire.
Thank you.
Battery fire to put it out. That could have been what they needed to do. That may not be what they normally do, but I can see where that could happen.
I'll say, how can I put out a lithium battery fire very quickly? Evacuate and call for help. Do not use water. Use a Class D extinguisher. Consider a sand or dry powder extinguishing method. Distance and containment. Stay back. Remember, these are general guidelines. Don't sue us if you follow these and you're not able to put out the fire. All right, that's paraphrasing. No, that's paraphrasing. How about, why are coffee and chocolate brownies so good together?
So stupid.
It's thinking. This is a hard one. This must be a hard one.
When you get a
I'm the first
chance,
person to ask it this.
when you get a chance, look at your chat box.
I'm afraid to see it.
Oh, stop that. It's gonna say, what does coffee and chocolate brownies taste like?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? All right, I'll copy and put that one in next. Man, it's really thinking about this coffee and brownie one. We might have broke it. Let me try refresh. I don't have the paid, this is all free. They have a paid one that you can do.
Well, you know what's happening? He doesn't have a sense of taste, so he wouldn't know that.
He would know what people have said about it though. Like, he has all the world's knowledge of why they go together.
I don't think they go together.
Either do I.
John, that's because you don't drink coffee. I do, and I like donuts and coffee and everything.
All right, so must not want to answer this question. Oh,
You
here-
can't.
Chocolate brownies and coffee go together so well due to a combination of flavor and sensory factors. Here are a few reasons why they complement each other. Flavor harmony, contrast of flavors, aroma pairing, chocolate and coffee, textural combinations, personal preference, no counting for taste, right? And the woodchuck one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's the famous tongue twister is meant to be a playful and nonsensical phrase rather than a question with definitive answer. All right,
Evading.
let me say, try to answer it anyway. I'm gonna say try to answer it anyway. Certainly, even though the phrase is meant to be whimsical, let's explore a hypothetical scenario. If we imagine a scenario where woodchuck accessibility and inclination to chuck wood, the amount it would chuck would depend on various factors such as size, strength, and motivation. Woodchucks are not typically known for their wood chucking abilities, as their primary ability involves digging burrows. However, if we were to humorously speculate, we could say that the determined woodchuck might chuck a modest amount of wood, perhaps a few pounds, before growing tired or realizing that woodchucking is not its natural behavior. It's important to remember that this response is purely fictional and not based on any scientific or factual evidence. In reality, woodchucks are better known for their burrowing skills and their preferences for vegetation, such as grasses and leaves, rather than chucking wood. We learned something about woodchucks.
You'd have to find the tree first.
Yeah.
You never said that. did you?
Sounds like a government answer.
I'm just gonna type that in there again. I don't want to offend it and have to do a browser refresh again. Any other questions for Chat GPT? How can I travel time and go back and tell myself the next 20 years of the stock market? Probably won't know that one. It's a paradox. What is a paradox?
That's two doctors.
Paradox.
statement, situation, or concept. All right, so it can tell you different types of paradoxes: verbal, logical, time, epistemic. Learn all kinds of new words. So now you guys know how to use Chat GPT. Is it everything you thought it would be, or is it kind of let down? I like how responsive it is, and it feels like real answers, and it spits them out really fast. And it's especially cool for creating like funny rhymes and limericks and little stories and stuff. I used it a lot to help out with this presentation and with the ones I've done previously.
I have a
Use it
medical
for work.
question.
No plans to
for-
use it for work. Yeah, what's the question?
I have a medical question for,
All right, let's hear the symptoms.
why does my friend faint and choke when she eats peanut butter?
Is that your friend right here? Eating peanut butter right now? Sounds like your friend may be experiencing allergic reaction to peanut butter. Peanut butter allergy is relatively common. Gastrointestinal issues can involve stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. Respiratory symptoms, skin reaction. Maybe they're mildly allergic to peanut butter and they don't know it. Maybe their throat closes just enough to, choking can also occur if there's significant swelling in the throat or airway, making it difficult for your friend to breathe properly. If I was your friend, I would get tested for peanut allergy based on this response.
Hey, how about, is
Very
there
good.
going to be a cure for neuropathy?
Might need help. Yeah, I'll just mistype spell it and it'll figure it out. There is no known cure for neuropathy. I was close. There's certain medications for treating it, physical therapy, whatever this word is, electrical nerve stimulation, and
I've had that, but didn't do any good anyway.
well, as of 2021, there's no cure that it knows about. It says researchers and medical professionals continue to explore potential treatments and interventions.
Mhm. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So it's pretty close to being right then.
Now, the next version of Chat GPT, if it's based on more timely internet update, maybe it'll have that information. As they get more efficient at training it, you could say instead of as of 2021, it could be, all right, we're going to do the Chat GPT refresh this weekend. And so it's going to be up to date, as of this date for the next 6 months or whatever. That'd be pretty cool.
Can you do research like genealogy?
I don't think it's going to know genealogy.
Okay.
Let me try that. Who is the, well, let me think here. Who are the parents of Adam Drake in Newark, Ohio? I don't think it's going to know this one. Probably doesn't want to spit out. Don't have access to personal data about individuals unless it's been shared with me in the course of our conversation. So if I would have taken my genealogy and shared it with ChatGPT, like via API or something, then it could have spit it out. My primary function is to provide information and answer questions to the best of my knowledge and abilities.
Is GPT an acronym for something?
What does GPT stand for? Generative Pre-trained Transformer. I didn't know what it stood for, so I'm glad you asked.
Grand partition table.
GTP was, I had a Pontiac that was a GTP. That was Gran Turismo Prototipo or something like that. Yeah, so generative means that the model has the capability to generate text and create coherent responses. Pre-trained means that it's trained on the vast amount of data like we talked about. Let me ask this. How much storage does Chat GPT require? Doesn't have a fixed storage requirement. But Chat GPT 3.5 has 175 billion parameters and requires several hundred gigabytes of storage to share the model itself. Well, they don't really want to say, I guess. It's huge.
Hello, hello, Adam, Mary Frances again. If I'm
Al-
asking too many questions, I understand and I'll quit.
No, you're good.
Last night on TV, this is so timely. A young woman had been treated for endometriosis for 9 years, including 3 surgeries, and nobody seemed to know what to do. She was a nurse in training. She had heard about AI, went to the source and asked AI about it. It told them what needed to be done and why the 3 surgeries failed. They took care of the problem and she's a happy camper.
Oh, it worked.
I think we're going to hear more and more stories like that as the AI gets more usage, gets more widely adopted, and it gets more powerful. All right, I've got 26% battery life. Any other questions? That's a good reason to bring my charger, right?
That's it.
I put another question in the chat box.
Uh-oh, I'm afraid to see it.
No,
Is it reasonable to say that answers are statistically correct word associations? I think it's more than that. I think it's a little bit more than that. It not just word associations. I mean, it uses NLP, natural language processing, to read your question, try to understand what you're actually getting at, and then try to provide you an answer that's accurate based on its wealth of information that it used using, I guess it was unsupervised machine learning. So slightly more than that. I think it's more complex than that. But it's impressive, right? Even if it's not useful, it's cool. But it is useful too. I mean, you hear stories about students using ChatGPT for their homework and stuff. You'd have to say, write this in the style of a stupid teenager. Make it sound just a little bit dumber. Any other questions, comments? Pleasant or unpleasant feedback? Any brownies?
I think it was all good. I think it was really good. It was a good interpretation of what AI is. I think it is really good.
Thank you. I hope everyone learned everything, and I hope everyone feels more comfortable, talking about AI. And you can be
Now-
the AI hotshot and know you can school all the other folks on what AI is now and what it isn't, more importantly. All right, I'm going to stop sharing.
I think Dave DeRolf has a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I just had a comment. I was thinking as you went through your slides that on one point there about customer service, automated customer service. I think an example of this would be if you're on a website for a certain, looking for information for a certain product, probably, let's say it's something that you purchased and you're looking for some information, some tech support on it. And what comes up is some kind of one of these chat helper bots.
Yeah.
And it may ask you some questions. Yeah, it does ask you some questions or gives you, or you ask a question and it comes up with some basically multiple choice answers. But
Mhm.
it can become frustrating because you can't, if you find that the automated answers that they're providing don't really address what you want to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're not. I
Dealing with.
haven't had many positive experiences with those. They're more like not so helpful chatbots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of us have dealt with those, but they should be getting better over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything before we stop recording? All right. Well, thanks to everyone who made it to the meeting. I hope everyone enjoyed the presentation and the demonstration and got all their questions answered. If you have any follow-up questions, reach out to me and I'll try to find an answer. Other than that, I think Everett's ready to stop the recording and we'll get into the prize drawing, right? Dave disappeared. Maybe not. When Dave comes back, we'll do the prize drawing, but we're going to stop recording.